Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now. So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Subject som kere konsolbabba konsolferino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Welcome to Wanna Bet, the
We're good? I'll hear
Yeah,
it
we're
twice.
good.
That
We're
song's
good.
so nice we could play it twice.
Yeah, we're good.
And honestly, anything to shake up I don't want to use the L word, L-U-C-K, but anything to shake up my mojo, or frankly, just let's be real, my results lately. I'm here for Beltway Bet. It's a very special edition of Wanna Bet. I don't know how many shows we've done since May 21st. It's got to be a couple hundred, right? I mean, we there was like a week where we didn't do it, and then like another 4 or 5 days we didn't do it. But I mean, most week it's 7 days a week.
Right.
Giving out 5 to 10 bets a day each. I'm in the red. I have to red card myself. Wasn't that long ago. I was up 60 units. I am now in the red on the bets that I have made on this show since we started. I've given myself the first red card. I'm red carding myself. And as I said, a very special edition of Wanna Bet Beltway Ben, because we're in this as a team. The whole goal here is to try to help people bet better, bet smarter together, make winning bets together. And so I'm going to enlist your help with me in overtime today. So if you're new to the show, first, second, third down, pretty simple, our 3 favorite bets of the day that we've made since yesterday's show. Fourth down, we could go fourth and long shot bets, long-term bets like futures, or fourth and short bets to get you paid in the first quarter, first half of a game. And then overtime, we're giving out football parlays every day. But today's going to be a little different for me. My overtime is going to be, I'm going to enlist Ben. There's a game in the NBA, Wizards-Rockets, that I knew he was going to be all over, and that I'm all over in a bunch of different ways. But I want to work with Ben to help craft a parlay or two in that game that hopefully will help me get out of the red. Again, last night, Navy covered for us barely. They didn't come through on the money line, although the first half was pretty even game. We came up a few points short in UMBC Morgan. I thought both teams would be good for 80-plus points. I was wrong. Oklahoma scored 95. The worst beat of the day, though, was the Grizzlies making a bucket with 30 seconds left, down 13. That gave them 120 points and killed my NBA parlay. Beltway Ben, how was your Tuesday night? The good news is I didn't live through any of that because I was in Annapolis with my lovely wife seeing Colin Hay perform, who is amazing. So I got in the car at 10:30 at night and saw all my bets had shit the bed again. How was your Tuesday night, Ben?
It was profitable. We finished up just under a half a unit. Downs 1, 2, 3 we didn't cash, and we lost overtime. We took the risk with Texas Tech. They kind of fizzled out. I thought maybe the depth would hurt them in the second half. It was actually the opposite. They got back in the game in the second half. The Pacers same game parlay, 1 rebound short for Lauri Markkanen, one of the biggest guys on the court. I knew Nurkic would take some, but not 4, man. I don't know. That was unfortunate. And then Nikola Jokic triple-double. I stayed up late to watch that game. First quarter, I felt great. Thought it was for sure going to cash. He had 15 boards. He had way more than enough points, but just 7 assists. And there was a lot of missed shots off of his assists because we were watching it the whole time. So those were unfortunate. We did cash the NBA parlay. It gives us, 33 cents, a little under, or a little over a quarter of a unit because Embiid's ruled out. We gave out UMBC on the money line. They hit a buzzer beater to win that game. They were up 9 at halftime. I thought that was for sure a win, and they let them back in it. And actually, we're down 7 with like 1:30, and I basically crossed that one off as a loss. But we also had them in a college basketball parlay to cash as well.
So there you have it. We are totally transparent. Ben has been crushing it. I'd say the last 6 weeks for me, outside of a week where I could not miss a Champions League bet to save my life, have been a struggle. So again, Beltway Ben, I've got the red card up. You can show the people red card on me. I am trying to do better. I spent probably 3 hours on this Wizards Rockets game. We'll see if it bears fruit. First down for me, Beltway Ben. I'm going to take the 8.5 points with Eastern Washington tonight at Seattle. Seattle's got a new arena, a couple years old. It's a nice place for them. And I think Seattle's going to be a more interesting team in the West Coast Conference than maybe the betting futures markets would indicate. But the Red Hawks are 12-17 against the spread as a home favorite since 2023. And look, I didn't think a whole lot of Eastern Washington coming into the year, Beltway Ben. But I do think a lot of UCLA, and we have a lot of fun with Nick Cronin on our radio show. I think UCLA is going to be a factor in the NCAA tournament this year. I think they're going to be a big factor in the Big Ten. UCLA had a fight and claw to beat Eastern Washington by 4 points, 80-74. Look, they played 3 road games, did Eastern Washington, in a 6-game span. They lost by 6 to UCLA, by 8 to Marymount, and then they took Colorado in altitude next day. They played like back-to-back days. Went to Colorado in altitude, lost 102-97 in overtime. They've now had about 3 days off since then. They didn't play over the weekend after that ridiculous schedule. They're facing a Seattle team that lost at home to Cal Poly, that didn't look great against Denver. And now they're laying 3 possessions. So I'm on Eastern Washington. Give me that 8.5. There's a chance. Maybe that moves a little bit more in our direction. But as it stands right now, 8.5.
First down, we're going to go to DeAndre Hunter, over 4.5 rebounds. You can get a -145. Now, that being said, I would play it at 5.5 too, over 5.5, him to grab 6 boards, which you can get at +120, +125 actually, 125 on one book. I would take that. You can jot that down as an official play. I know I don't like to give out 2 guys for the same thing twice, but some people are willing to pay juice. Some people want plus money plays. So I'll give both of them out. I like him over 4.5 rebounds as a one you to play, and I like him over 5.5 rebounds. I'm at +120. Facing the Heat that are allowing 49.8 rebounds per game, it's the second most in the NBA. This isn't your old Heat in recent years where they're playing, 89 to 88 games and they're slow pace.
Running
they're
gun,
running
pace.
100%. And they're shooting it a lot. They're making some shots, but they're also missing a lot. And there's a good amount of rebounds there. Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and Jalen Tyson are all out tonight. Now, Tyson and Garland, you could say, well, they're not stealing a lot of boards. Garland's had games where he's grabbed like 5 to 6 just on long rebounds. And with Hunter being a 3-ish, he's going to be in there grabbing some boards, especially with no Mobley. Now, Jared Allen's going to get his. This could be one of those 16 rebound games from Jared Allen. That being said, the way the Heat are shooting the basketball with a little bit longer rebounds, some going over Jared Allen's head. Hunter's always aggressive on the glass. He was over this in 5 of his first 6, under in 2 straight now. I do like him to bounce back here. Over 4.5 rebounds at -145, and then over 5.5 at +125. Either way you want to play it, I like both of those.
Beltway Ben, if I wasn't in such poor form right now, I would have jumped on Twitter last night when I did get in the car and turned my cell phone back on and saw what happened in the Grizzlies game. Because the other leg of that parlay was Denver money line. I would have gone on X and said, put a college tuition semester payment on Denver money line. Because now that parlay is effed, like I didn't watch any of that Denver game because I knew they're going to beat the shit out of Sacramento. Now, I was hoping you'd get the triple-double for Jokic, but I went to bed. Woke up this morning, looked at my phone. Yeah, Denver took care of them. I like the Nuggets back-to-back nights playing the Clippers. Why? Well, first of all, Denver's covering against everybody, right? They're 7-3 against the spread. They're clearly out to send a message that we're all the way back. They just got healthier, right? They got Murray and Gordon back last night. Both played decent minutes. Looked really good. I told you I didn't watch the game. From the box score, looks pretty good. Joker didn't have to go crazy last night for them to win. And even if they cut back on Joker tonight, this is a Clippers team that's god-awful. Last year, I backed the Clippers at home almost blindly to cover. And I backed the other team's team total under against them. I'd take it down about 3 or 4 points and bet that almost blindly because they had Van Gundy on their bench helping out Ty Lue, and they were a dominant defensive team. This year, they suck at home. They played 7 of their 11 at home. They're 1-6 against the spread. Like, They're 1-9 against the spread overall. They're bottom 5 in the league in defensive rating. They don't hustle. They don't look like they care. The home court advantage with the big wall that looked like a college thing, I think people have adjusted. And even on back-to-back nights, I mean, I looked at Denver back-to-back nights last year, again, with a lesser team. They did all right. And I think it's not big travel, right? They're coming from Sacramento. It's not like they're coming from the Midwest. And I just don't buy anything about the Clippers right now. And look at the Clippers injury report. Denver's injury report's clean. Clippers, no Kawhi. Like, now that bites you in the ass sometimes. It does. But and these teams met in the playoffs and it went 7 games. And I think Denver's out right now. They look at a team that's sending statements, little forget-me-nots. Hey, this is who we are now. Who are you this year? Last year doesn't matter. You had your shot in the West last year. We hope you took advantage. OKC, you did. The rest of these mooks did. So give me the Nuggets to win this game.
We got a parlay that we're going to run here, and there, like, a lot of, like, you'll see most of my plays are parlays. We do have DeAndre Hunter by himself, but the rest of the plays I'm just combining some stuff to try to get a fair price because I didn't absolutely love anything enough tonight. But here we're going college football and college basketball. Northern Illinois on the money line against UMass. Tennessee minus 32.5 and Virginia Tech on the money line minus 135. I paused after the Northern Illinois because, I mean, you have a lot of different things you could talk about in this matchup. Most importantly, UMass, go look at what they've done. They they haven't won a game. They're 0-9. They celebrated against Buffalo after an interception. The commentators are saying they got their first win. They went on to lose that game. That is how bad they've been. It's just an absolute joke. They're not playing good football. Offensively, defensively, they have nothing going for them. Now, Northern Illinois, not a lot going well for them. They've been in a lot of tight games. They're a better football team than UMass is, to be completely honest with you. They've also had a number of tough tests earlier in the year. And Maryland's not a good football team. But Northern Illinois, of all the few weeks that Maryland played good football, Northern Illinois was right in that game with the Terps down the stretch. They've got a good coach. He's won big games. I mean, he took down Notre Dame at Notre Dame before, so they can win games. I don't think they lose to an 0-9 UMass team. Tennessee minus 32.5 facing North Florida. North Florida's been blown out already this year by like 50 points. The regular spread's 42.5. I'm taking it down 10 points. Tennessee likes to run the score up against some of these teams under Barnes, and they're also going to play great defense. And then Virginia Tech on the money line against St. Joseph's. 11.5 point favorite. The number's continuing to rise. I don't see Virginia Tech losing. They got a guy from overseas that is playing awesome basketball. People are talking about him potentially being a lottery pick. That's different from what they've usually had. So I do like Virginia Tech on the money line, Tennessee minus 32.5 in college basketball, and then Northern Illinois on the money line, and these get you to minus 135.
Excellent. Third down for me. We are going to table to overtime. Beltway, Ben and I'm going to call on Dr. Hall to help me do some surgery on some potential Wizards, Raptors, Wizards, Rockets. Same game parlays. Third down for you, Dr. Hall.
Yeah, I do. I mean, we talked on the phone before, and it was like, when you look at any Wizards matchup, you're going to have action. You know what I mean? Like, anytime in the NBA, you have to attack them in certain ways. I did have a few things, and we will get to that even more next in fourth and short, or overtime, sorry. But I like Alperen Sengun, 7+ rebounds, Amen Thompson, 4+ assists, and Devin Booker, 6+ assists. Real quickly on Sengun, he's had 7+ in almost every game, all but one. He's doing it regularly. Amen Thompson, the Wizards are allowing more assists than anybody in the NBA. They're also allowing more rebounds than anybody in the NBA for Sengun. But I just think Amen Thompson, 4+ is not too much to ask for. He's done it in all but 2 games. He's going to be on the court. He's going to be controlling the basketball. These are the types of matchups where, like, we know that Reed Shepherd is taking over the ball a little bit more, and they're still trying to sort out things at the point guard position. But Amen Thompson, these are the games where he can build and grow as a player. When you know you're going to beat the Wizards, and you should beat them, he can grow in these types of games. So I do think we'll see the ball in his hands a lot, and 4+ assists is not too much to ask for given what he's done. Devin Booker, 6+ assists. Before Jalen Green got back from injury, we were taking Book all the time for his assists. Now, Jalen Green comes back, gets hurt, he's been out. Devin Booker had 6+ assists in almost every game without Jalen Green. He's going to be out another 3 to 4 weeks. This should be no issue for him to grab 6 here. 2 games ago when Jalen Green got hurt in the first quarter, and Green's not a point guard. It's just Green can dribble, and it's a little bit harder to get assists with guys who like to score off the dribble, multiple dribbles. The NBA and the box score people aren't always friendly to sports bettors. So I do like Devin Booker with shooters. You have Grayson Allen coming off of a magnificent night. Royce O'Neal can shoot the 3. I do think he goes for 6+ assists against the Mavericks, and that also should be a single digit game. Like Book should not be out of the game in the fourth quarter, as we've gotten burned a few times with that in the NBA. I'll always bring that up because in the NBA, that's a very realistic thing. You get burned with blowouts more than any other sport. MLB, a guy might get pinch hit for maybe with one at bat, but it doesn't happen a lot. NFL, like here and there, they might somebody in the final 2 drives, but you have quarters 1 through 3, and even sometimes earlier in the fourth for teams' offenses try to get it going. Players like Book, when you're playing 82 games, is not going to play the fourth quarter if they're up 20 minutes, or 20 points. So I do expect him to go for 6 assists. Again, the listeners: Şengün 7+ rebounds, Amen Thompson 4+ assists, and Devin Booker 6+ assists at -120.
Fourth down for me is going to be 4th and long. We're going to jump on the Chiefs 2 different ways. Why am I jumping the Chiefs now? Because they play Denver this week. They've got both games left with Denver. If they beat Denver, like I think they're going to beat Denver, you're not going to be able to get good plus money on the Chiefs to win this division anymore. So I like the Chiefs to win the AFC West +160. I also like the Chiefs to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl again at +300. I mean, they do it pretty much all the time. They're coming off a bye. Andy Reid's a better coach in the second half. Andy Reid's dominant coming off a bye. Mahomes is having his best season in years. Do I love the pass rush? No. But I just think there's value on this team versus the field at 3-1. In the division, again, look, do we think the Chargers are going to sweep them? They lost to the Chargers in a weird game in Brazil. Do we think the Chargers are sweeping them without Slater and Alt? I don't. Could the Chiefs sweep the Broncos with Bo Nix this year versus Bo Nix last year? Oh, I certainly think so. And to me, the toughest part of the schedule's already been played for the Chiefs. Like, they get Indianapolis at home. I like their chances there. Daniel Jones is starting to show his true colors. Who do they go to outside the division on the road? Dallas? Come on. And Tennessee? Come on. Like, I thought about taking their win total over 11.5, Beltway Ben, but I could see them wrapping up the division in Week 17 before they face the Raiders, and maybe that game doesn't even matter. And it's basically similar money. I think it's +145, the best I found, to win 12 games, but +160 to win the division. And with all those division games still in front of them, and a bunch of home games still in front of them, and a perfectly timed midseason bye, I look, it's Andy Reid, it's Mahomes, and it's a year where Burrow's been hurt, and the Ravens are coming from behind and don't have a great defense. And again, the Chargers' offensive line should have been a strength. It's really not now, and Herbert's getting hit that much. You just look at the field. If Bo Nix was playing this year like he did last year, Beltway Ben, then I might feel a little differently about those games. But that's what we are, Apple Bottoms and Spotifyers. Chiefs +300 to win the AFC and go to the Super Bowl, +160 to win the division, which has basically been their birthright under Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a 4th and short here. Throwing some things together to try to get us here. I told you guys, I don't love a lot of stuff overall by itself, but I do like bringing some things down. Now, DeAndre Hunter in this play is what gets us to the big plus money. Kevin Durant, 5+ first quarter points. DeAndre Hunter, 2+ first quarter rebounds. Devin Booker, 2+ first quarter assists, and +221. Taking a little bit of a risk here. It's first quarter. Sometimes things go weird in those first quarters. But one thing about DeAndre Hunter, I talked about him before. The reason I do like what he's doing in this type of matchup, the guys are out. He's going to play more minutes than he usually does in the first quarter. He should come out aggressive. And if he's going to go over the regular number that I like, I think it would start in the first quarter for him to grab those boards early with the Heat playing quick, trying to get used to it and figure it out at home with their crowd. So I do think they'll miss some shots in the first quarter. Hunter will grab his boards. Kevin Durant, 5+ first quarter points. He's done it in all but one game. The one game he did not do it, we got burned, of course. But I do still like him here. The Wizards' defense is awful. We know the Wizards matchup for Kevin Durant. I know this game is not in DC, but he does still, like playing against a team where he grew up right down the road
team,
from.
PG County.
100%. And I was one of the people trying to push the KD to DC thing years ago when I was in high school, and it never got anywhere. KD never wanted to play for the Wizards. It's unfortunate.
He wants nothing to do with Leonsis, and I don't blame him because the Wizards are never going to win. Sorry, Ben.
I think we're looking up. Like, I like the way Sarr looks, and I think you get a top draft pick this year, the Wizards might be in the NBA Finals conversation in 2 years. Just kidding.
Derek Green might have looked good with them.
Yeah, I agree. Let's judge that trade 2 months in. And what are we talking about? People are just so stupid. But no, Devin Booker, 2+ first quarter assists. I talked about it before. He's out on the court. He's going to play 10 to 11 minutes. This is one where the opposite of getting burned, he comes out of the game. We needed one more assist. I'm shaking my head. They sub him back in with 50 seconds left, and he cashes. So Devin Booker's going to play 11 minutes, and 2+ assists is nothing. He'll probably have that in the first 5 possessions with the way that he always has the ball and is controlling the ball. So again, Kevin Durant, 5+ first quarter points. DeAndre Hunter, 2+ first quarter rebounds. And Devin Booker, 2+ first quarter assists, plus 221.
Excellent. What do you have in overtime before we get to our little discussion here?
Overtime, we're going to go with an NFL parlay that we're going with. I haven't done a lot of early week NFL parlays, but here we're doing one just because I wanted to throw these in. Steelers on the money line, Packers on the money line, Rams on the money line, and the Ravens on the money line at plus 261. Steelers are not losing to the Bengals twice. The Steelers has been a roller coaster for them where some weeks the offense is the issue, some weeks the defense is the issue. The good thing about playing the Bengals, they cure all. Anytime you play the Bengals, you can figure out everything. Their offense might be able to score a little bit on the Steelers like the last time they played, but that defense is not slowing Aaron Rodgers. Even with the ugly showing last time, if the Steelers could have got one stop late, they win that game, right? Aaron Rodgers hits Freiermuth on that bomb down the field, and they score a touchdown thinking they're going to win the game. Still went on to lose. I don't see Tomlin losing to the Bengals, especially without Joe Burrow twice this season. Packers on the money line, you got to bounce back. Jameis is now the starter. He's going to start this week. Could he throw for a lot? Yeah, but the Packers defense is solid. They're not the issue. Halfley has that thing running well. LaFleur has been the issue with the offense. The Giants defense sucks. There's no way around it. They're bad against the run. They're bad against the pass. Packers should be able to get right in that game. The Rams against the Seahawks. I love the Seahawks. I love Mike McDonald. Was always an awesome guy when I met him, but I just this is a spot for me where the Rams kind of end that run that they're on. And it's not to end the season for the Seahawks, but I do think that the Rams are the better football team. They've had a longer coach, a longer tenured coach. I do trust the Rams in this game. Tough divisional one. It'll be a fun watch. I do think the Rams win. Then the Ravens on the money line to finish it out at plus 261. A lot of people keep talking about the past Browns games. It's never easy for the Ravens to win against Cleveland. But when you look at where they are right now and how important these games are, I do think it's a little different than the last year matchup where they had won a few in a row. Now, they didn't start the year great, but they had won a few in a row heading into it. They were feeling good. It was just a let-up spot. The Ravens can't let up in any game moving forward, especially when you have to go to Green Bay in December with Lamar. You also have to play against a good Patriots team. These are the matchups where they have to win, and they have to play to win all game. I don't think Dylan Gabriel is going to be able to beat the defense. It's figured itself out enough against bad teams, and the Browns are one of those bad offenses. So again, the Steelers, Packers, Rams, and the Ravens on the money line at plus 261.
All right. Overtime for me. So look, we love this Wizards-Rockets game for a lot of reasons. The Rockets have been really good covering. The Rockets are winning on average by 9.5 points per game. The Wizards are 2-9 against the spread. The Wizards keep getting a ton of points. They're still failing to cover by 6.4 points per game. They're getting beat by 16 total points per game. They're coming off a game against the Pistons where they gave their all. Guys like McCollum played 45 minutes, and they still managed to lose in overtime and blow another late lead. They're in tank mode, and the Rockets seem to be in very much figure it out and win now mode. Of all the things the Wizards suck at, I would argue rebounding might be worst of them all. They're giving up 51 rebounds to opponents a game. They're giving up 16 rebounds a game to guards on the other team's bench, because the bench are playing a lot because the Wizards are getting destroyed. And they haven't played a lot of elite rebounding teams. Houston's number 1 in the league in rebound percentage. The Wizards are worse by a long shot. So I'm looking to attack this game with the Rockets covering some margin, not the upwards of 17 that the regular lines are at now. And I'm looking at individuals from the bench, like a Steven Adams, who's getting 9 rebounds a game on average coming off the bench. I would think he plays more than usual tonight. The Wizards' reserves are even worse rebounding the ball than their starters. Oh, yeah, there's no Killabali's out. He's actually got a rebound percentage around 10%, which isn't horrible for his position. And the Wizards haven't really faced a lot of backup centers. If you run the NBA advanced stats numbers and you run Wizards against reserve centers, nothing comes out. They only list 29 teams. Like, they literally haven't faced anyone who the NBA advanced stats are calling a center. And now they get Adams, who, oh yeah, when Adams goes up against Bagley for his career, the bagman, the backup center for the Wizards, he averages 11 a game. The last time he faced him last year, he got 7 rebounds in 15 minutes. He's playing 23 minutes a game this year, and he might play even more. So Beltway Ben, I spent hours trying to find the permutation of this that I like the most. Dr. Hall. One way I was really thinking about playing this game. Rockets minus 9.5. Their average margin of victory is 9.4. Adams 9+ rebounds. And then look,
Şengün.
I love this. Adams.
9+ boards.
9 boards. He averages 8-9. Amen Thompson, 5 boards. That's plus 300.
The only scare, we talked about it. This is how I would play it. I like Şengün to grab 7 or 8 boards, however you want to play it. Şengün, to me, he's been doing it in every game except for 1 or 2. The Wizards, as you mentioned before, are allowing more rebounds than anybody. And I do like that you have Adams in there. That high just scares me a little bit. But if you look at what centers are doing against them, right? The Cleveland Cavaliers, you have the Jarrett Allen, Evan Mobley duo. Both of those guys had 10+ boards. Allen had 12. He had 10. Karl Anthony Towns, 12+ boards. Like all of these guys, Neemias Queta, who hasn't really dominated the glass against everybody. He is the Celtics big. He had 12 boards against the Wizards. I would definitely try to include bigs in this. I know when we talked earlier, it was kind of like I could see guards doing it. But bigs are going. And Cade Cunningham is a guard. He just went for 10. But in that same game, Durant had 12. So I would try to include Şengün. Here's how I would play the game. I don't hate Amen Thompson. Thompson's going to fill up the stat sheet. Like, we talk about triple-doubles. I'm not giving it out because that is way too much. But Amen Thompson triple-double would kind of intrigue me. I might play that on my own just because against the Wizards, guys will do this. But how I would play this game. Şengün, 7 or 8 boards. Whether you want a plus money play or minus 120. Şengün, 7+ boards. Steven Adams, 4+. He's done it in every game. I don't see any issue with him getting 4. The Rockets on the money line and Amen Thompson, 4+ assists. He's done that in all but 2 games. I talked about it earlier. The Wizards are allowing more assists than anybody. Now, the risk here, I know Jason plays more plus money than I do, where sometimes I play a little bit more juice. And it's just kind of, everybody's different. Some people are willing to pay more juice. Some people don't. Like if you're throwing 4 guys in, I understand why you don't want to pay juice. It makes sense. But when you look at a Wizards team with how Thompson's playing, I just think 4+ assists should be a no-brainer. And the reason I'm playing the Rockets on the money line instead of 9.5, you never know. Now the Pistons were on the back-to-back and everything was going on there. But the Pistons went to overtime with this team. Like it's weird how the NBA goes sometimes. And that's why I don't see the Rockets possibly losing this game. But could they be in a 6-point game with 2 minutes left? Yeah, like I just think they could. So that's why I try to play money lines in the NBA versus moving a spread a little bit.
Yeah.
Because if the game's close at all, I do think it will be under 10. But also the Wizards could lose by 31 or 35. So that's why I'm like, instead of just hedging that, I would just take them on the money line. But I don't hate your play, especially for plus 300. I mean, that's a big game time changer. Now, I just said how I would play it with those 2 plays.
Let's see what I did. So let's try Şengün 7.
Yeah.
Adam 6. Şengün 7, Adam 6, Rockets minus 9.5 gets you minus 110.
Yeah, that's why I think Thompson assists that. But again, you're putting 4 guys in now. But I don't know. I would play their money line.
I mean, does Eason do anything for you? Part of me wants to play. I'm afraid to put Eason and
Thompson
Adams together because they're both in, you know what I mean? Does Adams just clear everything? Like, I think Adams could get 8 rebounds tonight, but even if I play him at 7, is there still going to be 5 or 6 for Eason? Do they cancel each other out? You know what I mean? Like, part of me was looking at the end of the day, do I want someone from the starting group and someone from the reserve group? I definitely feel like when you dig these numbers down, Ben, starters are getting 29 rebounds against them. Reserves are getting 23. It's not that big of a difference. And then when you factor in the rebounds per minute, and especially like because Bagley can hold his own every once in a while, but with no Koulibaly, who the hell's getting like from their forwards and their guards in the second team? You know what I mean? Like who's winning the battles for those rebounds? They're bottom 8 in the league overall boxing out. Run the box out numbers for Wizards reserves. It's a joke.
Yeah, it's a lot.
They're not
Chris
even
Middleton.
trying.
Yeah, right.
Middleton looks like he's cooked.
No, he does. He is cooked.
So that's where I'm like, should I just play? Should I try to get plus money on an Eason? You know what I mean? Like Eason's 6 rebounds. Again, he averages 5. Eason's 6 rebounds plus 107. You know what I mean? Is that the hedge? Do I do that by itself? And you know what I mean? And put Adams with Şengün and just dig the big men? You know what I mean? In the parlay?
And yeah, on Easton, I mean, he had 8 boards the other night, but he's also had 4 or 5 before that game where he had like 2 or 3. Now, one is a matchup with the Spurs where it's a tight game, so you don't have the backups coming in and everything like that, where you're playing the Wizards with 50.8. Yeah, I could. But still, though, like, how many games has he grabbed 6 boards this year? Twice, all year.
But it's the Wizards.
That's
he's going
the
to play
gambling
more?
aspect here.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And is he going to get three more minutes than he normally does? 4 more minutes than he normally does? All right. Let's just do this. What do you think of this? Yellow card, red card, whatever. Let's go. What if I go Şengün 8, Adams 6, Rockets minus 9.5 plus 114.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I like that. Now, how I would play it, I'll give it as official play. We might as well. For what I would throw out, and we're having the conversation, I might as well give it out.
Yeah.
No, I like that play. I would go Şengün 7+ rebounds, Adams 4+, the Rockets on the money line, and Amen Thompson 4+ rebounds at minus 128. But yeah, I'm just like the play. And again, watch, now that we kept Eason out, it's just gonna be an 8 rebound game. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's tough.
All right, my official play: Rockets minus 9.5, Adams 6+ rebounds, Şengün 8+ rebounds at plus 114. And I'm also going to play Adams 9+ rebounds plus 205.
By itself as an official play.
Yes.
I don't hate it.
So there we go. Rockets minus 9.5. Adams 6+ rebounds. Şengün 8+ rebounds plus 114. And then we are going to take Adams 9+ rebounds plus 205. And that's the show. Beltway Ben, let everybody know I'm red carding myself. Yeah. Trying to work through some things. This is definitely a game that I think has some potential. And if it is a total blowout, again, hopefully Şengün in the first half could get us that 7. You know what I mean? And if he's sitting and KD's sitting because it's a big bench game, then the Adams part of this I feel like should come through.
Right.
And yeah, if you don't like either of those, look at Torrey Eason, 15.4% rebound rate. With the minutes he's normally playing, that's 4th on the team. A great rebounding team. He's 4th on the team in that. And if you really want a flyer, these aren't even out yet, maybe closer to game time. I know Capella's only playing 9.9 minutes a game, but my God, is he cleaning up on the board. So,
yeah.
All right.
Again, that's another thing that I was trying to look at. And, of course, they won't have it out until 2 minutes before. So
yeah, his rebound rate is like top 5 in the league.
Yep.
Like, again, you got to worry about the minutes, but this could be one where, you know, he's getting every single missed 3 that Corey Kispert misses.
Right there with you.
All right, that's our show. That's a little bit more of our process. Thank you for helping me through it, Beltway Ben. And we will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully with some green next to my name.